Top story tonight. After 2 weeks insisting she'll stay, she's standing down. Julie Kirkbride, the MP for Bromsgrove, says she can't take the strain and must take into account the effects on her family. She'll quit at the next general election.
She said defending herself over her expenses claims had become an unbearable pressure. Louise Marnell, the chairman of the Julie Must Go campaign group, welcomed her decision. Well, our reporter Kath Mackey joins us now from her constituency. Kath, a day of high political drama. What's the mood there been?
Well, it has been, as you say, a day of real high political drama. We've been standing all day outside the Bromsgrove Conservative Association office, along with countless reporters and camera crews, waiting for Julie Kirkbride to show up, because we were told first thing this morning she was driving up here to face her constituents, but clearly somewhere along the line she was overtaken by events, and we heard around about lunchtime she was going to be resigning and standing down at the next general election. Julie Kirkbride has spent the past few weeks fighting for her political life. And this morning, interviewed on BBC Radio, the pressure was clear.
Until this week's furore, it didn't cross my mind that I had done anything wrong. I thought I was doing the best for my constituents, who I'm privileged to serve, and I thought I was doing the best thing by my family, and particularly, of course, my little boy, who is my principal concern in all of this.
And a couple of hours later, she'd announced her resignation, to the delight of the Julie Must Go campaign, who've set up camp in Bromsgrove High Street, collecting a petition which thousands of people have signed.
Basically, she's listened to the people. We've got what we wanted. Whether she resigned now or whether she steps down, at least we know that we are now going to have opportunity to elect somebody that we feel will represent our constituency.
In the town centre, it was difficult to find anyone who wanted Miss Kirkbride to stay.
It's sad that it's come to that after 12 years, but I think she's doing the right thing.
She's done the honourable thing, really, but it's almost as well admitting the truth about what she has done.
People are strapped for cash, and to have someone who's representing us who just squanders it willy-nilly when it's not hers to do so, I think it's just totally unacceptable.
Now, I think Julie Kirkbride has been really harangued by people who don't really know all the facts, and I really would like to hear Julie's side of the story in detail.
But the MP was nowhere in sight. The press waited all day outside her constituency office where she'd been expected. Instead, she announced her resignation in a letter to the Conservative leader, David Cameron.
Julie's made this decision because she feels under tremendous pressure, feels her family is under great pressure. She's been a very effective Member of Parliament. She's spoken up for people in Bromsgrove. She's given a lot to the Conservative Party and a lot to Parliament. But obviously, feeling under this pressure, she's decided to stand down, and obviously I respect that decision.
The expenses scandal has now claimed the political careers of both Julie Kirkbride and her husband, Andrew Mackay. The question now is, who's next? Well, with me now is Dr. David Craig, who's a politics lecturer from the Worcester College of Technology. David, who's next? Can we expect more MPs to be falling on their sword?
Yes, we certainly can. In July, the whole list of MPs' receipts and expenses is being published by the Fees Office. I mean, Michael Martin, the Speaker, did try to prevent that, but the Information Commissioner did step in, and certainly in the public interest, it will be published in July. And I think we'll see a lot more departures from Parliament.
Did you expect Julie Kirkbride to resign today? Because up until really lunchtime, we had really no idea this was going to happen.
I think late last night it was quite clear David Cameron was cutting Julie Kirkbride loose. He threw her on the mercy of the local constituency association and local public opinion. And as we were out this morning canvassing that, it was quite clear there was a great deal of hostility towards Julie Kirkbride. And I think in the light of increasingly difficult questions that she has to answer, it was inevitable that she resigned.
Just quickly, this is a safe Tory seat. Is it still going to be one in a year's time when we can expect a general election?
I think so. It depends on whether this local campaign about this sort of Bromsgrove independence gains momentum. I mean, there's a huge petition which has gathered about 6,000 signatures. Now, if this movement puts up a candidate or some kind of an independent force, then we could see the political balance in Bromsgrove tipping.
David, thanks very much. And I should just say I have been trying all day to get an interview with a local Conservative association who've now got to choose their candidate for that election, general election, which could be less than a year away.
Kath, thanks very much.
The rest of the day's news now. And 88 people connected with a Birmingham school are now confirmed to have swine flu, by far the biggest outbreak in the country. 14 new cases